The question has come up a few times now. How related is Stranglehold to Hard Boiled? The short answer is, not really. At most, Stranglehold takes only visual cues from Hard Boiled, but ignores the other parts that made it great. Hard Boiled is a movie about this guy. He's Johnny Wong, the leader of the ruthless arms smuggling ring. It just so happens that he's the son of Jimmy Wong. It could be a coincidence since Wong is a common Chinese last name, but this is mentioned only on the game's official website. However, we aren't introduced to him until about half an hour into the movie. In fact, the first thing we see in the movie is Tequila, drinking a tequila slammer and playing jazz with his friends. The movie establishes Tequila as more than a walking death machine. In comparison to some of Wu's other movies, the characterization is a bit weak, but it's there. Like in Dirty Harry, Tequila's time on the job has made him angry and reckless.
我識啲咩？我識破唔到個軍火集團。舊時喺學堂見你斯斯文文又中意玩音樂，估唔到你咁辣。我咪做得太過分。
His girlfriend in the movie is an actual character and not a MacGuffin to just chase after.
乜你呢排病咩？咁多人送花俾你嘅，
受唔起刺激死咗添啊！
你又唔使灰心嘅，話唔定你有機會破鏡重圓呢。
咁又唔係噃。 我淨係覺得自己以前好戇居，浪費咗好多青春㗎噃。
In the first scene after the credits, he's part of the police sting that goes wrong.
大家發財啊！
呢間我嘅，冇爭啊！
He's also established as a good detective when he's able to trace an assassin's steps to find his disposed weapon.
好似發咗場夢咁。
點啊 ，Raymond？
死咗2個鐘頭，近距離射擊，好 professional。
揾唔揾到彈頭啊？
仲未揾到啊！死者好熟口面，好似喺通緝名單嗰度見過。
In the video game, Tequila's police work is little more than pointing guns in people's faces to get information, or having it fed to him in a cutscene. Additionally, the movie's total body count comes in at 307. Up until the end of this update, we've already killed over 3 times as many people at 1,109. At least this characterization isn't inconsistent with the gameplay, unlike some other games. Jerry is also a huge characterization problem. He's supposed to be an undercover cop, but he's first introduced working in the police station along with Tequila and other cops. It's not until towards the end of Chapter 2 that we find out he's working undercover. Wouldn't his cover have been blown right away, since he can be easily seen at the police station wearing the exact same getup and using the same name that he uses undercover? Jerry also has an unspecified past with Tequila, and we're only told that they used to be partners and now they're partners again. When Jerry's betrayal occurs, it comes out of nowhere and there's no emotional impact behind it. Suddenly, Jerry is the bad guy, and for no reason I can think of besides that he's been corrupted by working with the Triads. Jerry's inclusion isn't necessary at all, and the writers could have found some other way to move Tequila's quest forward. I think he was probably included because Hardboiled also had Tequila partnered with an undercover cop, played by Tony Lim. Nobody really knows who he is at first besides his handler, and the stress of the job is getting to him.
總之覺得危險嘅，我就掹翻佢出嚟。
嗱，你話㗎，講咗算數。笑。我都明知你實嚟，我有幾時試過同你做嘢做一半㗎？
今日你生日，唔記得咗你，送俾你。
我真係唔記得，生唔生日都冇所謂。喺香港我都冇身份，全香港淨係得你有我生日記錄嘅啫嘛。
There's also an emotional tension established. Tequila nearly shoots his brains out when they first meet. They're shown building a bond and a partnership through the course of the movie, instead of the movie telling us they already have one. There's also an issue with the way gangs are portrayed in this game. In the movie, they are shown to be ruthless and pose a real threat not only to the cops but to the general public. In the game, civilians are only present in cutscenes and then completely vanish when you're given control. To be fair, the very similar Max Payne game had this too. Most of the time, civilians were not present at all. Max Payne gets away with this by mostly setting itself in crime-infested slums and gang hideouts. However, Stranglehold is set in very public places, like an outdoor market, a restaurant, and a public museum. No civilians are around at all. Once you're in control, the game is a glorified shooting gallery as hundreds of gangsters flood out through magic doors to shoot at you. Every other character is completely new and otherwise unrelated to Hardboiled. Stranglehold does take visual elements from the movie and put them into the game though. First and foremost, there is the destruction. Destruction is a huge part of the film. In every gunfight, not only do people get slaughtered, but their surroundings get blown to pieces. As for the interaction by swinging and running along things, the only inspiration I can think of is this scene. The tequila bomb powers and mechanics also get their inspiration from scenes of the movie. The barrage power, which has Tequila reloading his guns, is likely to be used by players right before a large gunfight. This ties into the only scenes in the movie where guns are seen being reloaded, for dramatic effect. Characters will reload while there's a lull in the action and before they jump back into the fray, but during the shooting they will fire an impossible number of bullets. The origami cranes are a reference to Tony Leung's character in Hard-Boiled. He makes paper cranes as a way of atoning for all the killing he has to do to maintain his triad identity.
點解你屋企咁多紙殼嘅？你好寂寞，要照咁多紙殼陪住你？
其實我由細到係最憎人接紙殼，但係每殺完一個人，我都會接一隻。
Lastly, there's the precision aim power. It's a reference to scenes showing off Tequila's marksmanship skills. Hard-Boiled is, on the surface, a mindless action movie. Running at just over 2 hours long, the majority of it is people shooting each other. But between all the action scenes, you can see the emotional depth and characterization that made John Woo's earlier movies popular. Stranglehold is a fun game, but it has no substance to it, and it barely relates to the movie, to the point where it could have been made its own franchise.
佢問你呢排係咪好寂寞，好需要馬佬溝你啊？
唔該，我淨係想知道點唱。
Are you somewhere feeling lonely or someone's loving you?
Thank you。